Fluffy Crochets. Today I'm going to be showing you all how to make this little pot of gold because we are super close to St. Patrick's Day, and if you couldn't tell by my logo, my name, you know, we're very Irish around here. This little pot of gold is part of my Leprechaun pattern. If you choose to purchase this pattern, it'll come with the leprechaun, the beer mug, the money bag, and of course the pot of gold. Everything that I use in this tutorial I will have linked down below, from the yarn to the hook, so on. And if you guys have any questions, just let me know down in the comments, and let's get into it. So to make the pot of gold, we are going to start in our yellow or gold color, and we are going to do a single crochet and then a mini bobble stitch into a magic ring. For this tutorial, I'm doing the chain 2 method for the magic ring. So the chain 2, and then you'll work everything into that first stitch. So there's my single crochet and a mini bobble. So we will do 1, 2, and 3 incomplete double crochets, and then we will pull through all 4 loops on our hook. And I will meet you guys at the end of this round. We are going to repeat that 3 times, and we will have a total of 6 stitches in this round. Alright, and so here I am finishing up that last stitch in the round. And then from here, I'm just going to mark that last stitch of round 1, which should be the bobble that you just completed. And now we are going to move on to round 2, which is going to be 6 increases around with a total of 12 single crochets in the round. Here I am just finding that first single crochet and placing an increase, and I will meet you guys at the end of the round. Alright, so here I am finishing up round 2 and then placing my stitch marker into my last stitch. And then for round 3, we're going to place a single crochet into the first stitch, and then into the second stitch we are going to place a single crochet and then a mini bobble stitch into that same stitch. There's 1, 2, and 3 incomplete double crochets to create our mini bobble. Pull through all 4 loops, and then we are going to repeat this sequence of a single crochet into the next stitch, and then single crochet and mini bobble into that next stitch, a total of 6 times for a total of 18 stitches around for round 3. Alright, so finishing round 3 with that last mini bobble, we are now moving on to round 4, which is just 18 single crochets around. Alright, so when we get to the end of round 4, on our very last stitch, we are going to be color changing to the pot color. I am using a brown, but you could use black as well, of course, or any color that you would like. I'm speeding this part up because it was taking me forever to do my color change. Anyways, we are now moving on to round 5, and we will be working in the front loops of round 4 and doing 2 single crochets and then an increase. We will be doing this 6 times for a total of 24 stitches around. And if you would like to, you can put your stitch marker in the back loop of that first stitch to make it easier to find. Alright, now finishing up round 5, we'll be moving on to round 6, and we'll be working into the back loops of round 4. So we are just going to work 18 single crochets into the back loops for a total of 18 stitches around. To make it easier to find the back loops, it might be helpful to flip the pot inside out as I have done here. So then for round 7, we are going to be just doing 2 single crochets and then an increase. We're going to repeat that 6 times for a total of 24 stitches around. Moving on to round 8, we are going to be placing 24 single crochets around for a total of 24 stitches. Now moving on to round 9, we are going to be doing 2 single crochets and then a decrease. We're going to repeat that 6 times for a total of 18 stitches around. Now on to round 10, we are going to do 1 single crochet and then 1 decrease. We're going to repeat this a total of 6 times for 12 single crochets around. Now for round 11, we're going to be working in the front loops, and we are going to do a single crochet, and then make sure you put your stitch marker into the back loop of that first stitch as you see me doing here. And then after you do that 1 single crochet, we're going to do an increase still in the front loops for this entire round. And then we're going to repeat that doing a single crochet and then an increase in the front loops all the way around. This is going to be a total of 6 times for a total of 18 stitches around. Now for round 12, we are going to be working into the back loops of round 10, and we are going to be placing 12 single crochets for a total of 12 stitches. We are going to take our stitch marker out and work into that stitch first, and then from there we are just going to work our 12 single crochets around in back loops only. Now after we finish round 12, we are going to fasten off by slip stitching into that first stitch of round 12 and cutting a long tail to close the hole later. And now we are going to stuff the pot fully, close the hole, and weave in the end, and I will meet you guys back as soon as I'm finished with that. Alright, so now we're going to be working on the handles. We are going to first start by making a slip knot on our hook and finding the back of the pot just so that we have a good idea on where we want our handles on the side. The back of the pot is where those color changes are. So then here with the slip knot on our hook, we are going to slip stitch into the side. And then from here, we're going to chain 6. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to count over 2 stitches and then slip stitch right back into the pot. After this, we are going to cut our yarn and pull our hook through, or pull that yarn through. And now we are going to take our yarn tails and pull them out through any same stitch. I'm doing this with my crochet hook, but you could definitely do this with a yarn needle as well. So you pull them out through any same stitch. You're going to secure it and tie a nice double knot, triple knot if you would like, of course, anything to stay secure. And then we're just going to cut these tails and then hide that knot right inside of the pot by just poking it back in. And now we are going to make the second handle, and we're going to repeat these steps on the other side. There should be about 7 stitches between the handles. So here you're going to slip stitch about 7 stitches over from the side of one of those handles. And then we are going to chain 6. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we are going to count over 2 stitches so that we'll have about 7 stitches between the handles on that front side as well. And then we will slip stitch back into the pot, still between rounds 5 and 6, and then we'll cut our yarn and pull it through. Now we are going to be pulling our yarn tails through any same stitch on the pot, tying our 2 ends together. As you can see me doing here, I just do a double knot. And now we are just going to cut these 2 yarn tails and hide our little knot right back into the body of the pot. As you can see me finishing up here, our pot is now complete. And here's what it looks like next to our little leprechaun. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to tag me at Murphy Crochets if you decide to make this. I cannot wait to see you guys' little pots of gold, and hopefully your little leprechauns as well. Again, thank you so much and have a great day.